I'll just end by saying it's wonderful to be here. Maybe we can do some discussion, some Q&A. And I encourage you, if you can make a donation, do so. And here's why. In the primary, we actually raised about $500,000. And we have spent all of that money basically getting on the ballot. And we basically won that fight. We are on the ballot for at least 85% of voters on November 6th. And it's a total credit for that. So thank you all so much for that. So we are on the ballot, but here's the other thing. We have not yet begun to campaign. The system works this way by design. It keeps you very busy running in circles just to have the right to be able to run a campaign if you get on the ballot. So it's been basically 10 months of getting on the ballot. Now we have 7 weeks to run a real campaign. But here's what's been happening. Even before we have started a real campaign, we have begun coming up in the polls from basically beneath the radar. And in our past 2 elections, you know, we were just a tiny fraction of a percent. You know, not even visible, really, in the polls. Over the last couple of weeks, as word has gotten out among students, among occupiers, among the unemployed, among people in poverty, working with the Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign, word is getting out that there really is a choice, and so we've come up in the polls, first to 1% a couple weeks ago, and then just last week we heard we were at 2%. These are millions of voters who had never previously heard of us or the Green Party. So this is a real achievement. Here's the deal. If we could get to 2% without even trying, imagine what we could do if we actually had a real campaign for the remaining 7 weeks. So, our goal here is to keep building this force for the long haul, for candidates like Khalil, and I just want to give Khalil a big thank you. We now have 3,000 volunteers who've come out of nowhere through our website to be a part of the campaign. We have donors. We have new local chapters that have been founded. We have probably a dozen new Campus Green chapters that have been formed. We're about to begin a 10-college tour over the next week, going up and down the coast of California, and throughout California, really, not just the coast. So, incredibly exciting things are happening. If we can basically raise now what we raised in the primary, if we can do that in the general, we can have a fully funded, unstoppable campaign to at least solidify our gains where we are and potentially go up from there. I don't want to set our sights on it too much, but if it's possible, you know, to aim for that 5% goal, there's a staggering outcome from it. In the primary, we had a 1-to-1 match. The federal government provided matching funds, $1 for every dollar we raised. What happens if you break 5% is that you basically get a grant for $20 million, which comes to the party. And 5% would also enable us to hit the ground running, so that when the next national election begins, we're already on the ballot. We have $20 million in the bank. They won't know what hit them. And you can think of it this way. If we raise $500,000 now, the goal is $20 million. After the election, that's a 40-to-1 match. In the primary, it was a 1-to-1. What we're going for right now is a 40-to-1 match. So whatever you're able to contribute, consider this, you know, the return of a lifetime that could just profoundly change not only the outcome of this election, but our organization building, our Green Party building, our vision building, our networking, for at least the next 4 years, and then for the long haul, will be unstoppable. So thank you so much for all you've done. Let's keep it happening.